So it's been almost a year since the last time you've been to Czech Republic. So do you like to be back? And can you tell us something about yesterday's performance?
About yesterday's performance?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm happy to be back. I always enjoy coming to the Czech Republic. And yesterday's performance was sort of the beginning of the end of our tour. We've been on the road for a month. So these last 2 dates that we're doing tomorrow and Friday are with an orchestra. Last night was more like a regular show. You know, we did a few songs with Czechomor, and so we're sort of finishing up the tour for this year.
But I heard that you don't really work on other people's projects. So what did change your mind at Czechomor? Why them?
Well, some of it is because Jerry Leonard, who is my musical director, he's worked with them, and so they had asked if I would come and sing. Actually, I do quite a bit of other people's material from time to time. There's this guy named Jonathan Colton, and he asked me to sing on his record, and I sang on his record. So, you know, I've sung with Philip Glass and other people. So if there's a natural chemistry, I try to make the time.
Okay. And what do you do between the concerts here? Do you have some time to travel around, or?
I actually flew in early so I could spend some time in Prague. I tried to find the Franz Kafka bookstore, and my iPhone told me I was in front of it, but I couldn't see it anywhere. So I went home. But
that's the common problem.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it says no, 30 feet away, and I'm like, I don't see it. But it was great. I walked around by myself. I went across the bridge a couple of times. It was really, really nice to be in Prague by myself, spending some time just walking around, taking pictures. And I almost never get time alone and to be in a city. So I flew ahead 2 nights ago. It was great. Yeah, it was lovely.
And now when the European tour is almost over, what is your next plan? What are you planning to do now?
When I go home, first is the holidays, which of course, as the mother of my household, it's a lot of preparation to you know, I throw a party and I, you know, do all that stuff. But mostly I'm planning for next year. I have the close-up series that I have been re-recording my own songs and putting them out, so we just finished that project. We're going to do a box set for April for Record Store Day. You know, it's the day when everybody, make a product to put actually in the real stores, not just the downloads. So I'm working on that to finish the box set of the close-up series. I have some new songs that I need to finish. Yeah, so I'm starting to think about how to record them, to finish the lyrics, finish the melodies. I also was working on a play at which I performed last year. I'm rewriting the whole thing. So I will be doing that next year also. So I'm finishing up all projects to come out probably next year.
And is there any secret about it, or can you tell us more? What are the songs about? Where did you find the inspiration?
The new songs are, the thing they have in common is sort of the world beyond this one. So there's one song I sang last night, a new one called Crack in the Wall, and it's sort of like about this sort of vision of like seeing this other world behind this physical one. I've started a song about Václav Havel that I hope I can finish. It's called God is the Horizon. And it says that God is the horizon to a man who's lived in prison. And so I want to examine that idea of being confined, and then also the freedom of the horizon and the world that is beyond it. So, you know, these are some of the ideas that it's kind of all of a piece. You know, there's like 20 songs that are in pieces.
You have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
And talking about songs, I would say most popular, at least in Czech Republic, Tom's Diner. It's an actual diner, isn't it?
It is an actual diner.
Can you tell us more about that place?
Yeah, it's a terrible place to eat. I don't recommend it, really. I wrote it back when I was a student, and I used to eat there, and the coffee's terrible, and the waitresses are rude, and when I go back there, they still make me wait 20 minutes for coffee, and my name is in the menu, but they've misspelled my name. So, so, you know, and I get letters on Facebook, why did you write about this place? It's really terrible. So, you know, I'm just saying, I didn't write about it because it's so special and because it's the quality of the coffee. I wrote about it because it's a very average place that every every neighborhood has one like it, and it's a kind of universal quality to it. There's nothing special about it, and that's why I wrote about it. There's another better one in Brooklyn, which is cute and has nice coffee, and they treat me very well, and I never go there. So, I mean, the idea of Tom's Diner is this very utilitarian place where not totally average, nothing special. And
the stereotype of New York, maybe, like the archetype or...
Yeah, archetype of,
of...
and not even a especially good one, just average in every way. Sorry, but it's true. And now I go there with the BBC when they want to come and make a film. They're always like, oh, let's go to Tom's Diner. But there are other ones, you know, but that's the famous one.
And your other very popular song, Luca, is about a boy who actually lived in the same building as you. And,
yeah.
But he wasn't the child that you're singing about, the abused child. So
right.
Can you explain that to us?
Well, you know, sometimes when you write a song, it's like a piece of fiction. You know, you can take something real and something that's real from another place, and you put them together, and you make a fantasy, you make a fantastic creation, and that's sort of what Luca was. That's what that song was. You know, so it was more successful than I had ever imagined. You know, I never really imagined that there would be so many people who responded to it, and they did, and they continue to do so.
Okay. Yeah. And what about your daughter? Is she still going to your concert, or is it like, oh, my mom is singing in front of thousands of people again, whatever?
Well, she is in school. She's in college. And she went to college in August, and immediately she auditioned for a play in which she was this. And so she got the main part of this of a musical. So she had to learn 17 songs and sing them. And so I'm very proud of her. She comes with. I feel lucky when she comes on tour with me because she's a really good singer, and she sings backup, and she knows all kinds of musical theory that I myself don't know. She's actually studied music and is quite good at the piano and bass and cello, and her boyfriend is a classical composer. So they love music, they're passionate about music.
So it really stays in the family.
Yeah, all different kinds of music.
Yeah.
So she's really very busy right now with her own studies, and I try not to bother her, you know. I'm always like, you know, with the hurricane, I'm like, are you okay? You know, and with the election, I'm like, did you vote? She's like, I'm very busy. But, you know, I try and FaceTime when we get a chance, but she's, you know, as you can imagine, she's very busy.
Yeah. And you did some performance together, right?
Yeah, well, when she was 9 or 10, one day she said, you know, it's so funny, we were looking, here's the little story. We have a song called Left of Center, and the solo used to be played on piano by Joe Jackson. So we used to play the song as a joke and leave the space blank because we had no pianist. So my bass player used to just play the bass line right through with no, you know, just play it. And I used to make a joke and say, the piano goes here. So my daughter, you know, when she was 8 or 9, one day she goes, I can play keyboards, I can play piano, so we taught her the solo. But then she was confused about when to come in, and then she became upset, so we decided, okay, not to do that. But then later on she decided she wanted to be the backup singer, and she came to the rehearsal, and she knew all the songs, she knew the phrasing, she knew the harmony, she knew everything, and without rehearsing, just like, because she had listened to me growing up, so she could imitate my voice perfectly. And I was like, wow. So from that, and then we had to work out a little contract. She would get paid like $20 or something, which for 10 years old, that's a lot of money. So we had to work out a deal. So that's my daughter. Yeah, so I feel very lucky when she comes on tour with me, because she really knows what she's doing, and she's terrific at it. And she has her own future, and whether it's on the stage or being the musical director, because she's done that also in her high school. She was the musical director for the talent show. So she can do a lot of things.
Okay. Okay, one more question. We have
Yeah.
this competition for our readers.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what age did you get your first guitar? Because they are trying to guess.
Ah, so let me see if I can be accurate with this. Let's say
Okay.
I had to buy it from my guitar playing boyfriend. My guitar playing boyfriend had 13 or 14 guitars, and I kind of thought, oh, maybe he'll sell it to me. Maybe he'll give it to me. I had to buy it for $200. And not a bargain. And the case, I had to buy that too. So it was my first lesson. But it was my own guitar, so.
Okay. Yeah. And do you have any message for your Czech fans?
Yeah, it's always thrilling coming back here. I love the Czech audiences. I love the history, the culture, the literature. I need to know more about the music, but I always enjoy the atmosphere here. So thank you.